And what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of No Reserves Radio. I'm your host, Angelo, here with a guest, Cameron.
Hi.
And as always, Alex.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Heartbreak City over there.
I won't talk about it until tomorrow's show.
That's fine. But hey, at least the Seahawks won.
About that, you know that in like
you got
one
demolished. You got demolished by the Ravens.
one Discord chat that I was on, it's mostly betting, and I had this great idea of jinxing my own team, in which I said, "Oh, the Ravens Seahawks game is gonna be a blast later today," because
it was a
that's
blast,
to
all
me.
right.
That's like a sneaky dark horse Super Bowl pick. Like the Seahawks have some beat, and then I was trying to build my case, and then the game happens, and I'm like, okay, yeah, great, guys, thank you for nothing.
I don't think the only thing that looked good for you guys in that game was JSN. Pretty much.
And even JSN, I gotta say, I think that's, and this is probably just me coping, but I gotta say, this is probably a whole different game if, like, early in the first drive, I believe that we have, if JSN comes down with a ball that, like, hits him right in the end, so he has the catch, and then he bobbles it as he was going out of the, like, by the sidelines. If he makes that catch, and that's, like, the drive continues, I think that game is... We might have still lost, but I think it's gonna be. Yeah, I think it's gonna be closer. Because after that, like the team is playing with a come from behind mentality, and like things start to go wrong.
You guys lost by almost 40.
Yeah, I understand that, and as I said, this is probably me coping, but I think it's one of those like momentum plays. Like if we keep that drive going, and it's like a crucial first drive of the game for us, and we get the points, and we keep on rolling because we weren't looking bad in that first drive. I think it's a different game because it's about
think
like
you can stop Lamar either way.
Yeah, sure. Like apparently none of our players can tackle Lamar Jackson. Like every single play was like Lamar goes for 20, Lamar goes for 10, Lamar goes for 8. And then out of nowhere, Keaton Mitchell, like rookie running back who was hurt all of the season for the Ravens, is getting like 100 yards in like 2 rushes. He gets like a 40-yard touchdown and like a 60-something yard run. At a point, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna watch Red Zone now. This is done. When I watched, and I've said this play at least like, yeah, I've said this play at least 2 or 3 times in a few of our chats. But when I saw a run, like, we're down massively, but Kenneth Walker gets an 11-yard run, and you get like the juices flowing. Like, okay, like we're still gonna lose, but at least show me something. And he gets an 11-yard run, and I'm like, okay, this is good. Let's build on this. And then I see a flag, and I'm like, okay, and it's an holding, so the run comes back. Next play, Kenneth Walker run again. Is immediately tackled in the backfield because Patrick Quinn is everywhere. Our guards and our center is like non-existent.
Good linebacker, dude.
And it's a -4-yard run, and I just turn off the game and I go to.
They have Roquan there too. It's just ridiculous. Their linebacking core is just ridiculous.
Like I just turned off the game and I went to red zone. Was done.
That wasn't the most depressing thing that happened while we were gone. The Oakland Raiders decided to do scorched earth. I know last week you said that there's no way they could fire Josh McDaniels, and you're right. They didn't just fire Josh McDaniels. They fired Josh McDaniels, the GM, and like both coordinators or something like that.
Did you see
coordinator?
What's that? Just the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, the defensive coordinator's still there.
Okay,
did you see how much they paid those 2 guys? The
like
GM and the coach.
Like
yeah, north of 80 million. Yeah.
So, what is it like being in Raider Nation now that Josh McDaniels is gone?
the entire team was smoking victory cigars after the game, and the fan base was at least metaphorically doing the same.
You guys came out. You guys bullied a poor Giants team, but you guys looked really.
Yeah, and people were giving us a lot of crap for celebrating over beating a backup quarterback, to be generous, and the Giants, who are not great this year. But we lost to Tyson Baggett by like 20-something points. We lost to Jeff Saturday on his first coaching experience ever. We lost to Baker Mayfield when he did the whole Josh Dobbs thing and came in without really knowing the playbook. So, blowing out a bad team is, I don't know, it's a sign from God.
That's your Super Bowl.
It's our Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl isn't real for us.
So,
like, Cameron probably saw this, but did you, Angelo, see the reports on how, what led to McDaniels getting fired?
No.
Like the whole, okay, so you probably know this, Cameron.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, so it was like, I believe they called a team meeting, and then the current interim head coach, the Pierce, I'm not sure who's his first name, but he was a linebacker, if not mistaken, with the Giants in the Super Bowl that they won versus the Patriots.
Michael Pierce?
Is it Michael Pierce? Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce, okay.
Yeah. And he was speaking on the behalf of Josh McDaniels, and he was like, okay, so this team needs to have the mentality of that Giants team that beat the Patriots, because we believed we could basically beat every single team. And that's like something regular to say. That's just you trying to bump up the team. And McDaniels basically pulled like the annoyed ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend card and said, "Oh, you don't talk about the Patriots like that." And it was like, okay, dude, so you are gone. And apparently Mark Davis liked that sort of like basic mentality to have, that he just absolutely adored Pierce and now wants him to be the future, wants him to at least have a chance to be the future head coach. So props to the guy, like, for getting the job, just for saying the basic stuff.
Just for saying the basic stuff. That's crazy. Oh my god. So then, did this whole saga prove me right when I called the Raiders a dumpster fire? Is that?
They are 4-4.
That's being generous to dumpster fires.
Let's be generous to dumpster. I mean, they did. Alex isn't wrong. They did win football games with Josh McDaniels somehow. So
yeah, and I don't know. Honestly, like outside of maybe the Broncos game to open the season, the other two wins were the Packers and the Patriots, and they just didn't feel good at all. Like it was one of those games. Like, yeah, we won, but no, we didn't deserve that win. It's just the Packers and Patriots are terrible.
I mean, that's fair.
So it's not, yeah. I don't know. And for a team with as many superstars as the Raiders have right now, you should be winning some games convincingly. At least one,
You have a future quarterback superstar, though.
So, Alex, are you ready to say Derek Carr is a lot better than Jimmy Garoppolo? You ready now?
Is it time? He's better. He's not a whole lot better. He's not better than their current QB, though.
Whole lot better.
He's not better than the current QB, though.
Stop it.
Aiden O'Connell, baby. Let's go.
Stop
AOC.
AOC. Didn't he play well?
Like, he didn't even have a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he was fine.
He's fine, yeah.
Okay, see, that's probably better than what you can say from some stretches of Derek Carr.
Oh my god. Derek Carr was wheeling.
Yeah, yesterday. That's 1 year. It was yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, and the Saints. Yeah, what?
versus the Bears, by the way.
You play who's in front of you.
And I gotta say, he was dealing. He had 211 yards versus the Bears. They scored 24 points. I don't even think they scored like in the fourth quarter. Yeah, they scored 7 in the fourth quarter. My bad.
They had the lead.
Yes, okay, so
he
was
had
dealing
like 180 of those in the first half and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
Stop
okay.
it.
My bad
Stop
then.
it.
He just got out-dueled by Tyson Bagent, by the way. But yeah, he was dealing. Sure. Look at this guy. He's the biggest Derek Carr fan in the world.
Oh, trust me, he's not. Being a part of Raiders Twitter, there is a unhealthy obsession with Derek Carr among like half of the fan base, and the other half has an unhealthy hatred for it. It's amazing.
Am I wrong in saying that he like for most like I know there was 1-2 seasons and there were stretches in which he looked good for the Raiders, but didn't he just sort of not super good for big stretches of his Raiders tenure?
It's just in the red zone. It's literally just in the red zone.
Yeah, it's really just when it comes to scoring.
To scoring points. Yeah, nothing for sure. Like I love when my QBs have like 500 passing yards but no touchdowns, and the team scores like 10 points. It's just wonderful, dude. I swear. I don't know what type
he's the new Andy Dalton. Like
exactly
good enough to stay on the team, I guess, but you're probably not going places.
Okay, so that's really interesting, the name that you said, because in the off season I called him I called him, what was it? I said that Andy Dalton was a discount version of Derek Carr, and that Derek Carr wasn't much better than Andy Dalton, which was who the Saints started for most of the past season. But Angelo pushed back on that because that was outrageous. But he's kind of just Andy Dalton.
I'd take Carr over like the current version of Andy Dalton, but prime Dalton probably about the same.
Yeah, and at least Andy Dalton is decent in the end zone and the red zone.
Oh my god!
So, okay, he is not flashy, but at least he scores points, Angelo.
Not on the Houston Texans, I know that firsthand. But let's talk about the Bengals. We still own the Bills.
Joe Burrow is 5-1 against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. I mean, look, our defense is really solid. Like I was actually watching the post-game interview. Was it on wherever it was on, and Mike Hillen actually took the booth, and he said something along the lines of, watching Joe Burrow and the offense play, we're just trying to get them the ball as much as possible. It's like really energizing when you see your offense just going up and down the field just with the ease. So Joe Burrow healthy, the Bengals are a problem. The Bengals are a problem.
Yes.
I just wish Chase was more involved.
T. Higgins balled out.
Thanks for nothing.
I actually looked at it and I saw he had 348. And I'm like, where did all his yards come from? And then I saw T with 110. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
There.
Oh. And I believe Chase had like a 32-yard reception. So yeah. That's just great, dude.
He's always open.
Yeah. But and he had a touchdown that he almost had that. Because in the first, you didn't see the game, but I think it was in your second. No, it was in your first drive. Okay, first or second drive, I don't care. But when they got inside the 10, Burrow was actively looking for Chase. There was a screen pass to Chase, which he got tackled inside of the 5 or something like that. It went for 1-2 yards, and then it was a what was it? Basically an out route, and Chase just
pretty common for us.
Yeah,
especially early. We go on, sorry.
And it was early. I think it was the second drive. The first one was just a touchdown pass per Smith, and the second one was a Joe Mixon rushing touchdown. But prior to that, in the second down, he threw an out route to Jamar Chase, and Chase almost had it, just bobbled a little bit, and it wasn't a touchdown. So yeah, UP, love it. Just okay. So are
What about
you
Josh Allen?
Josh
Because
Allen?
it seems like the defense like had an answer to Josh Allen. Mike Hilton actually specifically said there was a lot of times we were bracketing Diggs, and
Yes.
Cam Taylor-Britt was the primary DB on Diggs, and he did an amazing job except for the
Great
one
job,
touchdown.
yes.
Yeah, except for the one touchdown.
He also had an amazing slide tackle.
Are you concerned with the Bills' offense if you find a way to shut down Diggs? Because it doesn't seem like they were able to move the ball like at all after Diggs is contained.
I mean, they sort of did with Kincaid, but it was really short stuff, and it was one
Yeah.
of those game plans in which was like the Bengals were okay if they were just doing that. In fact, like
Doing
in the
slant routes and
broadcast,
drag routes with Kincaid, yeah.
yes, and in fact, the broadcast did mention this, but the Bengals always had either Dax Hill or Nick Scott playing very deep, just not to allow any sort of bombs to Diggs or anyone who might be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
We
was just
play
smart
good
game
two
plan.
shell. We play a really good two
Yes.
shell.
And it was just like it was a smart game plan, and it's been proven that your defensive coordinator really has an answer for this Bills team, this Bills attack.
Yeah.
So
That's why when
I'm
I said what a lot of words at the beginning of the season when we looked like sketchy, I said it was more because Joe Burrow isn't healthy, because the defense is fine. The defense looks fine for large stretches of the game. But if you're not moving the ball, it's hard for any defense to really get going. And when Joe Burrow's cooking, it's over. It's over for most of the teams in the NFL. But go on, sorry.
and now every single game every single team in the AFC North is in the playoffs currently.
Speaking of the AFC North, did you watch? This is actually the game I got to watch. Did you? And this is unfortunate for one team. Did you watch the Browns Cardinals? It was bad, dude.
It was in the red zone.
It was
so
bad. When was it in the red zone? The Browns probably.
yeah, exactly. I know the Browns played. I'm not sure who they played, but I know the Browns played because they showed the Browns.
Dude, there was. I don't know how many sacks I saw. I think I saw at least 6, somewhere between 6 and 8 sacks, and it was everyone. It was Myles Garrett. It was Tomlinson. It was crazy. The Cardinals couldn't do anything.
Clayton Tune was sacked 7 times. So
7 times, so between 6 and 8.
And
So they
good
didn't really
picks.
try to get anything deep. They didn't try any deep balls. They didn't really test Denzel Ward for most of the game, even though I believe Denzel Ward had a pick that game. Like they played scared.
Did you see the passing chart for Clayton Tune?
No, but I'm
Oh.
sure it's a bunch of deep stuff or deep
No.
stuff, short stuff
Yes.
behind
He
the line of
had
scrimmage.
4 attempts, 10 yards or more, and they were all under 15, so 10 to 15 range.
Yeah.
2 of them were picked off.
I mean, the dude threw 20 passes. His average per pass was 2.9 yards.
No, they weren't trying to go deep on the Browns. They were scared. They were actively scared of the Browns pass rush.
I think
I'm
they
telling you,
just
it's number
threw
one.
the game. It was like, okay, so
Tyler might be back next week. They were saying. I don't know
Yeah.
how much that's going to help them based on what I just saw.
I,
But
I think they were like, okay, we have Dobbs, and Dobbs is worth something to someone. So let's throw this game with Tune, and then we get Murray back, and at least we get something for Dobbs. So that's what they did, and they threw the game away perfectly. Just
it was bad.
I don't
dude.
think they could have done it better.
I don't know if they
perfect.
like I said this with Dorian Thompson Robinson. I don't know if the Cardinals passed the 50. I don't remember it. If it happened, it was bad.
I was
Bad,
too busy watching my own onslaught. So
Yeah, they got you pretty good.
Yeah.
The Ravens got you pretty good. The AFC North is probably the toughest division in the NFL right now.
I think we said that was the best division in football in the preseason, so we got that
I
one
believe
right.
we did too. Yeah, we definitely got that one right. Is there any other game we want to talk about?
There's probably, I mean, the Cowboys Eagles game.
Oh, I don't want to. Oh, okay. The Cowboys I think the Cowboys low key got hosed on a few possessions.
They got, for sure.
They got, how many touchdowns got called back? I remember at least 2.
I don't know. The Shoemaker one, okay. The Shoemaker one,
hit him before
sort of.
he hit him before he even caught the ball.
And like, no, I'm talking about the touchdown callback. His knee was down.
The DB hit him before he even caught the ball. I think that should have been interference. That's just me.
That's like because Shoemaker has his head turned for the ball and he's trying to make the football move. So I'm not sure if you call that a pass interference. Like the DB is tackling him as he gets the ball was how I saw it. So
okay, I mean,
and he was down anyway.
Yeah, he was down. He was definitely down. I'm not saying he was. I'm just saying that probably should have been a penalty call. But
then, like, Dak Prescott just completely butchering that 2-point conversion. Sort of completely butchering it. Like,
okay, what was with the last play? Why would you call a pass? There's no time. Why would you call a pass and not get into the end zone? They ended the game on the Eagles 3, down by 5.
That seemed to me like a play that was designed to have a lateral, and there was no one there to catch the lateral, so kind of just faded away. Because you could see CeeDee Lamb trying to lateral it, but there was no one there, so he kind of just fumbled the ball because he had no clue what to do with it. So,
oh man, what is with the Cowboys and these embarrassing ways to end games?
I do think they played better than the Eagles.
I agree. I think they got hosed by a lot of penalty calls, I think.
I did not expect to say this because I'm used to the Cowboys just completely sucking in the big games.
Yeah.
But they sort of played better than the Eagles.
No, they definitely played better than the Eagles. I think, especially they're late. The Eagles got the points on the board early, but in that fourth quarter, I don't think I remember the Eagles getting more than one first down.
They played not to lose.
Yeah, they definitely played not to lose in the fourth. And it didn't look good. Didn't look good at all.
Which is weird for a team from Philadelphia. Kind of not what you expect.
What did you think, Cameron?
I barely watched it. I kind of caught it on Red Zone a little bit. From what I could tell, the Cowboys actually did look good, but it seemed like every time they showed them on Red Zone, it was just like a flag or something happening to completely ruin their drive.
There were so many flags. Go
on. But you know what? They're 5-3 in the NFC, which is more than enough. So I'm sure they'll make the wild card and maybe win one playoff game and then find a disappointing way to lose.
Or maybe they'll just skip all that and just find a way to lose in the wild card game.
True. But they might be playing the Saints in that wild card game, going against Derek Carr.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Can't wait for the 500 yards and 9 points.
This guy. The only other game I can think to talk about before we transition is the Buccaneers and the Texans. That game was crazy.
As we all expected, that game would have 70 points.
As we all expected. I believe Cameron sent something in the chat that said that CJ Stroud currently has more career touchdowns than Kenny Pickett.
Is true. That is true. Yes.
CJ Stroud is the best quarterback out of this class, my dude.
He is. I can see it. There's just I still think that's for fantasy football, I guess. Anthony Richardson will be better. But yeah, he is I was wrong on CJ Stroud. There's Nothing else I can say about that. Just dude looked completely like he was one of the worst. Like in terms of what you expect from a prospect like that, he was one of the worst under pressure in the league. And now he has a revolving door at the offensive line, and the dude like looks poised. He's making anticipation throws that he really wasn't doing a lot in college. And like he's going past his first read, his second read, like I don't know. I didn't see any of this in college, so I'm kind of flabbergasted.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the signs were there in college, especially with like anticipation and stuff like that. He was doing okay with that. It just there wasn't really a whole lot of opportunities for him because Ohio State was so much better than most of the teams they played.
And that was a concern that I had was like, okay, like the dude isn't showing me, and I guess this was part of the issue in my evaluation because the dude wasn't showing me a whole lot in terms of like moving past the reads and so on, but he really didn't need to because like it was pitch and catch. Like his
Marvin
first
Harrison
read
was always open.
yeah, always open, so it didn't really matter. And like in the chances in which I saw him go first past the first read, he was sort of iffy. So I had my concerns there. But apparently, like Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and like the corpse of Robert Woods, and apparently now Noah Brown are more than enough for him to be successful with revolving guard offensive line. Like I did say that he was the best of the OSU guys, the latest OSU guys to come out. I still didn't expect him to be good. But I did say he was the best, so
yeah, I expected a more mobile Jared Goff.
yeah, that's fair. Jared Goff was one of his comps that I heard a lot during the offseason. So that's fair for sure.
Yeah.
I guess like there's two more games that I sort of want to talk about. The rest is kind of wherever. I'll just address that Will Levis looked like what I expected Will Levis to look.
He looked human.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. There's just not much to talk about there.
The Titans are still more entertaining with Will Levis under center than with anyone else they have.
Great. Just keep throwing picks and losing games. That's how you get a replacement for your job. Moving on, though, the Miami Dolphins are now 0-3 versus good teams. Is this a concern? Because their offense looks like they're awful versus good teams.
It really does. It really does.
Like versus the Eagles, they didn't do much for a half. Versus the Chiefs, they didn't do much for a half.
I think the problem is their defense is so like suspect that if they're not in shootouts, then they can't like get the momentum to carry the defense. And that's just like against Cincinnati, I don't feel confident picking Miami. Against Kansas City, as we saw, I don't feel confident. I don't think against Buffalo, I would be confident picking Miami either. I don't know. What's your guys' gauge?
I think they have massive issues. And like they basically had the same sort of game script as they had versus the Eagles. They sucked for a half, then they tried to make a comeback. Game was looking close. Then Tua or the offense makes a mistake and it cost them 7 points, which was exactly no. Was it what? No, the Hurts had the pick six. My bad. But yeah, like suck for a half, try to make a comeback and lose. And the games look closer than they should have looked. And it's kind of concerning to me. Yeah, like versus the Bills, they didn't do anything until the Bills were up like 30. So this is just like a team to fade in the playoffs, I guess.
I'm kind of reserving judgment. They have their bye this week. I want to see them play against one more elite team and see what happens, which thankfully they play the Raiders after the bye, so that'll be a good litmus test.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, yeah, that's the game that they should struggle on. They can't beat AOC, man.
Yeah. AOC, an elite defense with 11 players that everyone can name. Not just Max Crosby.
I can name 3 right now. That 4 at the top of my head. And I know a random rookie that you have because of the IDP league. But yeah, I can name Spillane. I actually can name Diablo as well. Morig, Crosby, and
Diablo's
Wilson.
injured.
Yeah, Diablo and the rest of your linebacker core apart from Spillane. You're trotting out there some random guys.
And it's working, so we take it.
Yeah. And I guess the last game is Josh Dobbs. Is him. Minnesota Vikings beat the Falcons. Arthur Smith, okay, let's just draft Bijan Robinson at a top 10 pick and play him less snaps than they play Tyler Algier. That's just gonna work for sure.
Yeah, I don't really know what his plan is, honestly.
He shaved his mustache.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah, that's progress.
Would be great if he started to use Kyle Pitts as well instead of Jonas Smith. But here we go.
Let's see. This is another game that I didn't pay attention to until the very end. There was when I was watching Red Zone, it was simultaneous. Josh Dobbs had this crazy 4th down conversion, scrambling, and right as that was happening, Baker Mayfield did the same thing. Converted a 4th down with a crazy run. Just kind of give up his body.
Yeah, I mean this game was basically the Falcons were up for most of it. Really didn't feel any sort of threat from the Vikings, and then out of nowhere, Joshua Dobbs, who then videos came out of him basically practicing snaps with his center because he hadn't taken a single practice snap because he was traded midweek to the Vikings, so he didn't even know any of the players' names and the offensive lineman or anything like that. So he was just trying to learn the names of the guys, practicing snap routines with his center, and then he just comes out of there and just makes the comeback of the week and gets a touchdown and makes big plays. And meanwhile, Arthur Smith is just throwing, I don't know, pushing Tyler Algier 12 times into that game for 39 yards. He had one more carry than Bijan Robinson, and he is running I don't know, fullback power with Johnny Smith, and he's running, I don't even know, screens that go to the house, Johnny Smith, boggling game plan, and in the end, he gets punished for it. And Joshua Dobbs arrives and wins the game.
Just wait till Justin Jefferson's back. Telling you.
Yeah.
I wonder if Joshua Dobbs knows his name.
Yeah, he doesn't know his name, dude. He just knows Hawkinson and Edison right now. That's the 2 names he knows. Get in line, Jefferson.
Get in line, Jefferson. So the Giants lost Daniel Jones for the season.
Yes.
The Vikings, since we just talked about him, lost Cam Akers. He actually tore his other Achilles. If I'm not mistaken, the original Achilles he tore was in his right foot, and then this one was in his left. So,
does he just retire at this point?
I think that's just bad luck. So, okay, at some point you just gotta call it. So
that running back draft class was
so
pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it was so hyped up, man.
Akers and
Who else was in that one?
Dobbins, Akers, Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh yeah,
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
I was so high on Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
Angelo has him in our league, so give it a go. Get him.
Go for it, buddy. Go get him.
The Renaissance.
So,
Yeah.
Cameron, we do something around here where we give our top 10 from the week. I'm gonna
No, not the
give you
week. Top 10 power rankings, but we just update them weekly. So it's the top 10 best
okay.
teams.
Oh, okay.
The top 10 best teams. So I'm gonna give you some time to do that before we actually get into that.
Okay.
But
are you guys putting the Cardinals second or third?
Oh, I'm putting them first. I never know what team to put first, so it's just gonna be first now going forward. Thank you for the idea.
Alex probably does think the Cardinals are better than the Eagles somehow.
Eventually they will be.
Eventually they will. Are you still down on the Eagles? Like, yeah, they look good, but they don't look good. Like, yeah, they win every game, but they don't look like the better team. Are you still on that?
That's like the issue that I have. It's like I know I'm being stubborn by not putting them
Number
higher,
one?
but I can't put them higher. Like they are not playing good football. They're just scrapping by. I don't know what to tell you, man. I know
They're scrapping by against teams like the Cowboys, though. Like,
and we both said that
they're
like the
beating
Cowboys
good
played
teams.
better.
They're beating
Yeah.
They're beating good teams.
They are like the Vikings of last year. They're beating good
They
teams.
are so not like the Vikings last year.
Like
Stop
the same
this.
MO of winning. Like they are not playing great football. They are scrapping by wins in one-score games. Like how many one-score games do they have? I'll check that right now.
I'm pretty sure it's like 7 at this point.
I mean, and they played nine games, so because I know both of them. The first Washington game and this Dallas Cowboys game both were one-score games, and I know the Patriots game was a one-score game. Let me check their schedule.
Patriots one score, Vikings. Tampa was a 2-score. One score against the Washington Commie team. Rams 9 points. 1-score loss to the Jets. 2 scores against Miami. And then 1-score Washington and Dallas.
So
that's 6.
So I was almost right. 6.
Yeah, and they're 5-1 in those games. Like,
yeah, but they have the better team. Like, I know you're comparing them to the Vikings, but their pass rush is great. Their offensive line is great. They have amazing weapons. Jalen Hurts is playing what do you want from them? What do you want them to? You want them to play the Seahawks, man? You want them to beat the Seahawks 40-3?
Yeah, I want to see a win like I saw the Baltimore Ravens beat the crap out of the Seahawks. That's something I want to see, and they are not doing it.
They're playing good teams.
Oh, I'm sure they
said
are.
The name Washington twice.
And New England. And Tampa Bay. Yeah, dude, they're playing great teams for sure. They lost to Zach Wilson, by the way.
That defense is a top 5 defense.
Great. And that offense is not a top 5 offense, is what you're saying? And isn't the Eagles like a top defense, as you just said? Like, isn't their pass rush great? Isn't their like run defense great? Like, what am I missing here? Like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like,
have you looked at their upcoming schedule?
Yes, now it gets tough. Now I want to see them do something. Like the Chiefs, Buffalo, San Francisco, Dallas again. Then they face the Seahawks. Beat us like the Baltimore Ravens did. Show me something. They're still not first for me. I don't know. Like, I don't like any team this week at first again. Like, Casey can't even score. I'm not sure what they're doing right now. But yeah, like probably it's just Taylor Swift not being at the games. But I don't know, man. It feels like I'm an old man yelling at the clouds.
It really does.
It does.
They're winning
sure.
like Like when they start, if they start losing those games against the 49ers, I believe they have the Bengals. Like, then sure, but like they're beating the teams in front of them. Like, what more do you want?
I want overwhelming
Beat them
wins.
better.
You want overwhelming?
Beat them to a pulp. I'm
Beat
like the
them
guy. I'm like the guy watching some guys playing Mortal Kombat. I just want to see the the elimination, the I don't know, fatality. Yeah, I want to see the fatality, dude. Just not happening, and I don't know what to tell you. Like, they are not doing it for me right now.
Okay.
I'm struggling.
Win better.
Yes, exactly. Like, don't scrap by because of like referees and I don't know, like, to just win better, win by more, win. Just show me something. God damn it.
So was the Kansas City win against the Dolphins, was that a bad win?
Yes,
They
that's
only
my issue. That's why I don't have a true. And I guess you can say then that I have the Eagles as the one because I don't like think KC is one. I'm just giving you a spoiler here. So like like that's not a good win either. Like the Chiefs look sort of weird on offense. I don't really like their offense either. So
it's because they don't have wide receivers. That's the problem. That they are reliant on Patrick Mahomes' magic, and he's got a lot of it.
yeah, just they
So.
are also relying on Travis Kelce magic, and he only has them on the games that Taylor Swift attends.
But it's gonna be a very interesting playoff. If I'm not mistaken, right now the Kansas City Chiefs would get the bye. So
Yeah, I believe they're the
yes.
one
for the
seed.
AFC, yeah.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, they are tied
Philly.
for the first seed with Ravens. So I'm not sure who would get it. I'm not sure what's the tiebreaker there.
The Ravens still have the Bengals one more time, so I'm waiting for that.
Let's see if you get sacrificed.
We're not getting sacrificed.
Uh,
We got Lamar.
didn't he beat you
Yeah,
first game? Oh, great.
yeah. He beat a hobbled Joe Burrow. Yes.
Great. You definitely got him. Much like Derek Carr got points.
This guy. By the way, they got us by 3 with a hobbled Joe Burrow. I'm telling you. That next game.
Okay, so I'm spicing things up this week, and
Okay.
I'm just dropping teams who aren't even playing. So yeah, great.
All right, are you ready, Cameron?
Yeah, let's go for it. I'm making it up as I go along, but sure.
Well, you're going last. Do you want to start, Cameron? Alex?
I will start, yes. So, my 10th team is the Cleveland Browns. They come back to my power rankings after a few weeks out.
They've always been on for me.
Okay, then I have the Buffalo Bills at 9. Just fall from grace.
I don't know why you still have them on. Go on.
Like,
They've been off my board for 3 weeks, dude.
I don't know, dude. Like, at this point, I don't have a team at 1, and I don't want to have a team at 10. So here we are. This is just what we're doing. Like,
okay.
I just don't like these teams. Buffalo is 9. Dallas is 8. Miami, big fall from grace, is now 7 to me. Detroit is 6. And here's the big drop for me because I saw things from the other teams that I wanted to see. San Francisco is the 5th team to me. Then I have the Cincinnati Bengals, top 4. The Baltimore Ravens, top 3. And then it's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Somehow. Like, they just...
So you did put the Eagles at
They rose from third to second because Miami just isn't good versus good teams.
So our lists are very similar.
Okay, except you don't have Buffalo. I know that. I'm interested to see who you have if you don't have Buffalo. Because
the team that's actually better than Buffalo, the Jags.
That's another team. They're just like they are slightly worse Philadelphia Eagles for me.
Slightly worse Philadelphia Eagles for you?
Yeah, like they are winning, but for the life of me, I can't see how they are good. Like I don't know how they are winning because their offense, like whenever I'm pretty sure that under that is like a Scooby-Doo sketch, and under the Trevor Lawrence mask, there's Derek Carr because whenever they get into the red
now
zone,
we're just comparing everyone to Derek Carr.
Because whenever they get to the red zone, they just look inept.
Derek Carr is simultaneously Andy Dalton, Trevor Lawrence, Jimmy Garoppolo. Like who else is Derek Carr, Alex?
I don't know. I guess we will see as the week goes on.
Josh Dobbs, maybe.
Josh Dobbs is Derek Carr. Yeah.
No, Josh Dobbs scores touchdowns and scores points, so
my God.
I guess he's not really Derek Carr. So
anyway, for
Derek
me,
Carr is Adam Vinatieri.
Oh. For me, 10 Jags, 9 Cowboys, 8 Browns, 7 Lions, 6 Dolphins, 5 49ers, 4 Bengals, 3 Ravens, 2 Chiefs, 1 Eagles. It's really similar.
Like the Eagles. Yeah.
I know you don't like the Eagles. They don't win well enough for you.
Yes, exactly. Just show me something.
Yeah. They beat the Cowboys.
They are like the Miami Dolphins. They
are not.
No, they basically beat up the bad teams, sort of, but then they also managed to find a way to beat the good teams. So they are like the better version of the Miami Dolphins.
I think the Bengals are going to be ahead of the Ravens by the end of the season. I'm just going to say that right now.
Probably, I think those teams might even be 1 and 2 for me at some point in the season because
Bengals Ravens.
Yeah,
really?
Eventually.
Honestly, I think if the Browns could ever figure out their offense, they'd also be ahead of the Ravens and probably even the Bengals. The Browns defense shut down the Bengals consistently.
Well, yes, but for that they probably need to trade for a good QB. Maybe give him a nice little contract.
Yeah, $230 million contract.
Oh yeah, that would maybe lure some guy into the door. Some really good QB that doesn't have any sort of issues. Yeah, that guy would be great for that team. I just hope they aren't paying too much to the current guys playing because he really sucks.
I don't know about that. I've seen the Browns play without Deshaun, and it's it's Arizona Cardinals catastrophic. So,
didn't they win some games with that guy as well?
Who?
PJ Walker.
They did win with PJ Walker. Who they didn't win with, who they had in the building, was Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yes, of course. Like that's worse than Derek Carr. Here you go.
PJ
There's
Walker
a name for you.
Oh my God. Cameron, give us your top 10.
Okay. I'm going to start from the top because I haven't written these down.
Okay.
I'm doing the Josh Dobbs method and just kind of winging it.
Let's go.
All right. You know what? Number 1, Baltimore Ravens.
There you go. That's my guy.
There's a little bit of spice for
it. This guy.
And then the Eagles.
Now you're not my guy anymore.
You have it in the same spot.
I did.
And then number 3, I can't put Kansas City any lower than this, so they'll take the 3rd spot. 4, I'm gonna go with the Niners. I know they haven't been great recently, but They've been in.
They'll figure it out.
Those people will get healthy. They'll be fine. What am I on? Number 5?
Yep. 5. You're going
5.
on 5 now.
Yes. Okay. 5, I'm going to go with the Bengals. I agree with Angelo. Joe Burrow's healthy. They're good. And they'll probably keep climbing. Number 6. That's where this gets interesting.
It really is.
We're going to go with... Man.
I think Dolphins,
we'll
Lions,
go...
Browns, Cowboys are all arguable and wherever.
Yeah, we're going to go with Dallas, I think. Number 7, we'll go with Detroit. 8, Browns. 9, Jags. And 10, Dolphins.
Wow. No Lions?
Oh, yeah.
Lions were 7, I think.
Oh, 7. Okay.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's a theory.
Yes. And right now, for me, of my list, the top 5 have a chance at the Super Bowl. Really leaning to the top 4, but top 5 have a chance at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a clear top 5.
Yeah, but I'll wait till closer to the playoffs. But I mean, I could agree with that too. Okay. Next up on the docket is predicting the games that are coming up. You want to start us off, Alex?
Yes, just let me get the link here.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
So this is the segment in which we lose our listeners a ton of money every single week.
That's you.
Oh.
That's you.
Oh, that's
right
rich.
guess for this.
Technically, I'm 50-50. I'm right 50-50, so
I'm 41%. And
exactly.
I'll give a brief review of how we did this week. But I went after a good start, like in the first 2 primetime games, the Pittsburgh and the KC game. I managed to go 6-7. Angelo also went 6-7. There was one game we both picked the same side on, which was Carolina, and we both lost. So please don't listen to us, I guess.
Yeah. If we agree, don't listen to us. Yeah.
But that throws the overall record of mine to 56, 78, and 1, which is 41% on the season. And for Angelo is 68, 66, and 1, which is 50% on the dock for Angelo. And so, week 10 picks.
Oh, God!
It's week 10 already.
These early games. Whew.
And I forgot to mention we are recording this on the 6th of November, and we are missing the Monday Night Football game. You are on the Chargers -3. I am on the Jets +3. The line has moved slightly. It's now Jets +3.5. So I'm definitely ready to get screwed over by that, but we move. Okay, so week 10, Thursday Night Football. This is going to be a barn burner. The Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears. The over-under is 40 points on the dots, and the spread, the Bears are favored by 3.5. This should be the game in which Justin Fields come back, I believe. That was the reports.
You mean Tyson Bagent is going to victimize the poor Panthers?
Fortunately for the Bears fans, he won't. I believe the report. This is my hot take for this game. Fields plays like a half and then gets benched because his thumb is probably still pretty messed up. So I think he will look terrible and get benched because he's not ready. And the Bears are 3.5-point favorites. Fields should play, so that's me back to never betting the Bears. Give me Carolina +3.5.
I agree with you on that. I don't trust the Bears defense to hold a 3.5.
That
Fred.
game versus the Colts was sort of misleading, the final result, because Bryce had like 2 pick sixes, and they lost by 14, if not mistaken. So
yeah. Yeah, give me the Panthers plus 3.5. I gotta agree with you, Cameron.
Yeah, no, I'm also taking the Panthers there.
Oh,
I refuse to even touch the Bears.
oh baby, a triple. We are so losing this. Bears by like 50.
Yeah. The next game, where is this? German, London, wherever this is, it's the Colts and Patriots playing, and the Colts are favored by 2. I might be crazy for this, but give me the Patriots.
Did you see? I just remember this now. Did you see the video of Jim Irsay in the locker room after the win?
No.
Oh my god, it was a thing of beauty. Like, dude put some McMill music. I don't know the name right now. I know the song because I used to listen to it. But he put on some Mick Milky music and he was just going off. Dude was having a blast in the locker room. Seemed like he was about to have a stroke or something. Just completely having the day of his life because of that win. I just. The scenes, man. The scenes. Props to him, man.
Yeah, I'd be happy too if the better quarterback was in.
Ah, stop it. Minshew is still terrible. This is Frankfurt again. I believe in the last show I mentioned Munich, but no, the games are in Frankfurt. So this is a Frankfurt game, and it's the last international game, if not mistaken.
I actually do like the international games. The players probably hate it, but having a football game at 9:00 in the morning, at least for me, is pretty nice. And then it gets you to the 1:00 games.
I love it here. I have like lunch and then it's football right away. Perfect. So, who are you picking?
I said I already picked the Patriots.
Oh, okay. Didn't listen to you. So, New England plus 2.5. No, 2. 2. You don't get that.
Plus 2.
Okay. And are we really about to agree on the second pick?
Crap.
Okay. Give us a 0-2 start. Patriots plus 2 as well. Like, I still don't trust the Colts. Mac Jones is still getting screwed over by these wide receivers because apparently it's his fault that he threw a pretty good ball to number 7, whoever he is, and he just completely botched that and it went for a pick to end the game versus the Washington Commanders. But yeah, I still trust my guy. Give me Mac Jones plus 2.
Honestly, Bourne was the best Patriots wide receiver. At
He
least
was.
the one that had the best chemistry with Mac Jones.
He was.
He went down with an ACL injury.
Isn't 7 Juju, now that I'm thinking about it?
Yeah, it's Juju.
Oh, great.
He apologized after the game.
Great. That's just a great hire. Yeah, let's...
Their big free agent signing.
Let Jacoby Myers walk and then give that money to Juju. What can go wrong, man? What can go wrong?
Oh, my God.
Eventually, they'll get a good offensive coordinator back. Josh McDaniels is probably coming back, as like most Patriots assistants do. So,
oh yeah, that's why I said the Patriots' offense is about to be good again.
Yeah, give it a few weeks, or probably until the end of the season. Just let the guy enjoy his $50 million dollars that he got.
40.
Or that. I don't know. Maybe you earned more than the GM. I think it was more. I think it was around the 50 to 60.
I think he signed a $60 million contract and he played 2 years. Well, 1.5 years of it.
Yeah, 1.5. Okay, Cameron, what do you have for us?
I am going to take the Colts because the game is in Germany and Steichen is a German name, so obviously they're going to win.
Yeah,
okay.
About as good of a rationale as any of us, to be honest. So
yeah, I mean, it's the Colts and Patriots. Don't think too much about them.
Okay, next up, we have the Houston Texans at the Cincinnati Bengals. Over-under is 47.5, which is one of the highest in the week. And the Bengals are favored by 7 points. And no matter how good Stroud has played, give me Joe Cool. Cincinnati -7.
Texans +7.
Oh my god. Back-to-back weeks of picking against the Bengals.
If it works, keep doing it.
I didn't work week 1, so...
I don't want to work. I'll be wrong.
He's just reverse jinxing it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think I'm also going to take the Texans.
7 is just a wide margin, and CJ does look really good. Like, yeah. I have confidence we're going to win this game. I don't have confidence we're going to win it by 7.
I know this is like boxing and styles make fights, and like not two games are the same, but I gotta believe that the defensive coordinator who managed to nail down Josh Allen for as much as he did and like make that
is going to be able to contain Tank Dell.
It's gonna be able to contain Tank Dell. Like if you can stop and Noah Brown, yeah, if you can stop Stephon Diggs, I sort of want to believe that you can stop a mix of like wide receivers out of target. So
okay. So my next game is it's the Tennessee Titans at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's only Tampa Bay's favored by 1. Give me Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay.
Oh my god. That was not my next game. You're taking Tampa Bay over your guy, Will Levis.
It's 1 point and it's the Titans. I don't know. I don't know. No.
You're just wavering. Your fate is wavering on your guy. I see.
It's not wavering. It's 1 point.
I'm not sure.
Have you seen that Titans roster? Okay, take the quarterbacks out of it. Titans roster, Bucks roster. Who you rather have?
Bucks roster? Maybe.
Exactly. Maybe.
Really?
Maybe?
They're both terrible, dude.
They're not. The Bucks roster is not that bad. Stop it.
Sure.
The Titans roster is atrocious.
Great.
Stop it.
I mean, no pushback from me. I think they're one of the worst rosters in the league. I just don't think that Tampa Bay is that much better.
I think they're a lot better. That's just me, though.
That said, I'm just gonna take Tampa Bay because Will Levis will throw an interception late trying to play Euroball. So.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna take the Titans. Will Levis will not throw a touchdown, but Derek Henry will have a kind of last gasp.
Ooh, this is bold. You over under 150 rushing yards
for Henry.
Henry, yeah.
Oof. Yeah, let's make it spicy. Let's say over.
You think it's gonna get over?
Yep.
All right, what's your next game, Alex?
Okay, for me, it's the Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 6-point favorites. The over-under is, I believe it's the lowest on the week, 38.5. No,
the Ravens
and
Browns defense are pretty amazing. So
yeah, it's the second lowest though. There's one that when we read these names, you will know why it's so low. That said, I believe the game in Cleveland was a complete blowout, but I think it was PJ Walker. But like both teams have great defenses. One team has a good QB, the other team has a guy getting paid a lot of money to play football. And sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. So I am taking the Baltimore Ravens -6.
Give me the Browns. Browns +6.
Ravens for me.
Let's go. Doubt the Browns. It's okay.
Oh,
All
I
right. will. The next game for me is oh Lord. The New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings. The Saints are favored by 2.5 points. Is Justin Jefferson playing this game?
It's up in the air, I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna.
He is eligible to come back.
I'm gonna run with the assumption of no. Under the assumption of no, give me the Saints.
Okay, so Saints, Vikings. Just trying to find. Okay, Vikings are 5-3 ATS. New Orleans is 2-6-1. Yikes. So yeah, like Vikings at home with the better QB. I would say
oh my God, you did not
give
just
me
say
the
that.
Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5. I don't care if JJ's back. I think they have the better QB at this point. They might even have the better defense at this point. So yeah, give me the Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5.
This guy. Who you got, Cam?
I think I'm also going to take the Vikings. This is a game where all Derek Carr really has to do is not mess up, and that's when he tends to mess up.
That's his specialty.
This guy. Hey, we got a bunch of haters on here right now. A couple of haters.
For sure. Okay, next up for me, it's the San Francisco 49ers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are 3-point underdogs at home. Over under is 44.5. Both teams out of a bye as well. That's interesting. And Jacksonville is currently the best team in terms of ATS, tied with the Detroit Lions. It's like as the clock turned way too much on the Niners, and it's like Niners -3. Yeah, I'm taking the Niners.
If this was like 4 weeks ago, this would be like a 10-point spread.
Yeah, give me the Niners. Niners -3.
I usually go against you, but I gotta agree with you on this. Niners -3. I think we're gonna be bringing back the phrase "they got sacrificed" for the Niners. So we'll see.
I'm gonna triple up on that. I'm taking the Niners.
Great, another loss.
We just cursed the Niners.
So everybody hammer the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, that's the game.
Oh,
lowest over under on the week.
Green Bay Packers at Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are favored by 3.5 points. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, like I'm just taking whoever has points because this is probably a 10-7 game.
Yeah.
Give me the Packers as well, plus 3.5. Like the discrepancy, I saw a tweet earlier today. The discrepancy in terms of like yards per attempt, in terms of QBR, in terms of like EPA per play in Jordan Love through the quarters is just astonishing. Like his third quarter, I believe, is just great. He's a great QB in the third quarter. His first and second quarters are just terrible. So I think it's just coaching at this point because like the scripted plays are terrible at this point.
The scripted plays are terrible.
Like just don't go with the script.
Do what Aaron Rodgers did. Remember at the beginning of the season, you were like, "Well, Jordan Love will actually follow the script, and everything is not fine."
Yeah, I was wrong on that. I thought the script was good, but apparently this is like last season of Game of Thrones bad. Oh my god. Okay, Cameron, what says you? Is this another
Steelers?
Okay, perfect. We might have a chance here.
No, we don't.
Yeah, Cameron might. Like,
oh my god!
There's a lower over under, I think.
Oh, there is. Oh, I didn't see that.
There is, and there's a huge point spread coming up.
Huge point spread.
Oh my
That's
god!
A college point spread.
Oh my god!
That's in Alabama facing Northeastern Maine University.
That's bad. Whose turn is it? Is it My turn?
It's your turn, yes.
So I got the
No. It's my turn. You pick the one. The
Packers,
other one.
Yes.
Yes, my bad. Now it's the Atlanta Falcons at the Arizona Cardinals. Over under is 42, so pretty high over under. And the Cardinals are 1.5 point underdogs.
How
So
bad do you have to be only 1.5 point favorites to a team that just got shut out?
The way I think about it, I think the books are basically assuming Kyler Murray plays.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's how I'm seeing it.
They better.
Because if this is a Clayton Tune line and it gets adjusted with Kyler Murray, is like the Cardinals might be a touchdown favorite. That's just the gap in terms of QB play between those two guys. But yeah, I guess give me the Falcons -1.5. Give me Arthur Smith without a mustache.
I'm not going to trust the Falcons. Screw that. Give me the Cardinals.
I have learned that I can trust the Falcons up until like 2 points. If they're 2 point favorites, it's okay. Other than that, you're just asking for trouble.
He has life lessons on the on the Falcons.
Like, you can't ask this team to cover anything.
I've taken the Falcons so many times that I know the rules. I have hard set rules.
Yes. Anything other than like 2-3 points, it's just you take the other side and you run.
I know two things. The Falcons won't pass to Kyle Pitts, and they won't cover a spread larger than 2 points.
They will throw a screen to Jonnu Smith, who will go to the house for 60 yards.
Yep.
Cameron? I'm taking the Falcons.
There you go.
And I'm taking a Kyle Pitts 2-touchdown game just because of everything you've said.
Isn't that the amount of touchdowns he has in his career?
That is as many touchdowns.
Yep. This is the week.
The week. Yeah, that's just going to be a great headline. Kyle Pitts doubles his touchdown total in a single game.
Ooh, that could be a very
because either he's going to get those 2 touchdowns or he's getting injured on the first play of the game.
Okay, Angelo. Go ahead. Technical difficulties. And we will be right back.
Maybe he's doing his Arthur Smith impression and he's trying to find Kyle Pitts.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Hey,
there you go.
Okay, did you get the Lions Chargers?
No, this one is for you. We didn't hear that, so.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Well, Detroit Lions at LA Chargers. Detroit Lions favored by 1.5. You have the Atlanta Falcon rule. I have the LA Chargers rule, which is never pick the Chargers whenever they're favored. They are not favored right now, so I'm going the LA Chargers. So there we go.
You are a bold man.
I am a bold man. I'll just keep letting the LA Chargers hurt me. It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine.
You're picking the Chargers +1.5 coming out of a primetime game that they're probably gonna lose.
I'm telling you, the Chargers are gonna win this game, not just that they're gonna cover that spread.
Like, I don't understand. I don't understand this line, and when I don't understand the line, it's kind of weird to like make a pick on it because I don't know how the Lions are just 1.5 point favorites. So this probably means they get blown out. That said, like, I'm taking the easy layup and I'm going Detroit -1.5.
Come on, Chargers. I know I've relied on you a lot and you've hurt me a lot over the years, but You know, you got this. Cameron, who you got?
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. They're 3-4. They are a 500 team, so they got to get to 500.
Since Cameron is here, I'm gonna recall this playoff game last year. I did say this story on the podcast where I won a money league. I believe it was like a $50 cash out, and I put all $50 on the Chargers to beat the Jaguars in, I believe it was the conference championship, the round, not the conference, the divisional, the one right before the conference. Or maybe it was a wild card. Maybe it was a wild card weekend. Either way, it was Chargers, Jaguars, and I went to bed. I put my $50 bet in and I went to bed. And I looked at the first thing I did after I woke up, I looked at the chat and I just saw messages like, oh, maybe Angelo was right. Angelo was right. Oh, wow, this looks bad. And then just like it got progressively closer and closer. I think someone said something like, are they really about to? And then Cameron just like, shh, don't say anything. And then the last message I read was like, suck it, Angelo. Never underestimate the Chargers' ability to charger.
That's how Angelo lost $50.
$50. Just reading, suck it, Angelo. That's how I knew I lost the money. Suck it, Angelo.
While that game was happening, and the Chargers had, what was it, like a 27-point lead? Something, I don't know.
A 28-point lead, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as their lead was maximized and the Jags went down and scored for the first time to cut it to like 21, I just pulled up the message. In a Discord chat, I said, I don't think it'll happen, but wouldn't it be the most Chargers thing ever? And then about 30 minutes later, 13 points in 1.5 quarters? The Raiders could blow that, so the Chargers can too.
The Chargers would
immediately
be
by 10 points in 1 quarter, and then just, oh my god!
And yet, Angelo is still picking them.
And yet, yeah.
If there's one thing we can count on Angelo for, it's not learning lessons.
It's like,
true.
It's okay to ask for help, Angelo. Like,
I'm
you
the
know
LA
that.
Chargers, and I am the lesson Angelo refuses to learn.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, next up. I don't even know, man. The New York Giants starting, I guess it's the long lost son of Danny DeVito, but starting Tommy DeVito at QB, going to Dallas. The over-under is 39.5. And I don't even know how the points work out in this one, but the Dallas Cowboys are 15.5 point favorites. Is the implied team total here for the Giants like 7 points?
Yeah.
The app I have pulled up has a 16.5 point spread, and the implied score is 27.8 to 11.2.
Okay, yeah, so 2 scores. And isn't this like the most Dallas game to lose?
It is.
Yep.
It is. This is the game in which it's like everyone. It's like the game. Oh, which was it? Last season, there was a game in which they were heavily favored and then they were losing at like the half. And then they managed to win, but they didn't cover the spread. Which was it? I know this game. Was it like the Colts or something like that? Let me see if I can find it real quick, because this is just like awfully similar. So last season, yeah, I'm guessing it was. No, it wasn't the Colts because they beat the Colts. I crapped out. Oh, it was the Texans. It was the Texans. Yeah, they beat them 27-23. That was the Davis Mills Texans, if not mistaken. Yeah. And he, like, at the half, I'm pretty sure they were losing. Yeah, Houston had them beat 20-17 at the half. And then in the fourth quarter, Houston was up 23-17. Then Dallas scored 10 points to win the game. But yeah, this feels like that game, to be honest. Just feels like the game they will butcher. That said, I have watched Tommy DeVito, and I can't for the life of me pick the Giants.
No.
So give me Dallas minus 15.5. Like, this is gonna be a game in which Saquon, what's like the highest amount of touches a running back ever had in a single game? Because I know he had almost 40 the first time DeVito had to play.
It's gonna be like 50. So
it's gonna be 50.
So give me the Giants plus 15.5. I just don't expect the Cowboys to cover that. No way. No way. No.
I just can't. I've watched Tommy DeVito play. Like, he probably plays as good as
Don't you dare say it.
Danny DeVito.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Giants. I have a feeling they're just gonna like sign some random quarterback off the street, like Carson Wentz, and he's gonna come in and just fail, but not in a spectacular fashion. So they'll
not
only
15
lose by,
and
like,
a half
14.
points fail. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually just think they will let it be, because the season is lost. So kind of just like let it go.
Let it go.
Okay, so the record for touches in a game is 47 by James Wilder in 1984.
Oh, he's got that. He's got that. Saquon's got that.
They're not going to get that many first downs. You got to keep the drive going to get that many touches. They're not doing that.
They got this. Saquon's got this.
The thing is, like, are we also like sort of not giving enough credit to the Giants defense, or will they just like play over and stay there?
They're gonna have some drives starting in their own territory.
I can also see this be like the Buffalo Bills game from a few weeks ago. Prime time, everyone is on Buffalo. Giants look terrible, and then it's like a 5-point game, and the Giants actually have a chance to win it.
15.5. I'm going Giants. All right. Next game. Oh no. The Washington Commanders at the Seattle Seahawks, and both teams Alex loves. The Seahawks are favored by 6 at home. Give me the Commanders. Give me that point spread after what I just watched. I was told you're closer to the Commanders than the Ravens.
Like, give me the Seahawks. I let my homerism die with me. It's just what we're doing. I don't even have a rationale apart from maybe our defensive line gets a bit of pressure and Hal gets uncomfortable and the secondary comes out to play. Because on the offense, I'm like, if we have to start Jason Peters again, I might rip my eyes out.
You guys gave up almost like 100 yards to Odell.
Yes. And we allowed a random running back who never played a snap in the league to go for 140 yards rushing. Given 2 of those runs on like 9 carries. 2 of those carries went for 100. But still, that is a fact. Okay. Like, at this point, like, I think Pete is starting to get a bit mad at Gino. So, like, if Gino doesn't turn this around,
Drew Lock's coming in?
I'm not sure if we don't see Drew Lock this season. Because if there's one thing that Pete likes less than not being able to run the ball like 50 times a game, it's turnovers.
He had only one.
No, they had fumbles as well.
Oh, they had fumbles.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that Pete is the guy who goes to the press conference and a player might have possibly just lost a leg and he's optimistic that he will come back next week. And he's the guy who probably won't badmouth any of his players. Pete was out there saying that Geno Smith at fault in that interception, that he didn't know what he was looking at with Lockett, and that he basically just overthrew Lockett, and Lockett had nothing to do with that play. So he's kind of getting on Pete's nerves, I guess. Tone that down, please.
Drew Lock coming in.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks. I think they'll just do a 180 from whatever the heck happened last week.
I just dread the next games coming up for us. I don't know. I don't know how we beat any of those teams if we play like we played versus Baltimore. This is the 1 week in which we probably have a bit of a leash.
No.
Because the game's coming up. It's going to be the Rams. It's going to be the Niners. It's going to be the Cowboys. It's going to be the Niners again. Then the Eagles. So, yeah, that's going to be great.
You guys are going to get crushed.
Yeah, hey, the Eagles will only beat them by 1 score.
That is true. That is true. I'll take solace in that.
The Eagles have an opportunity to prove Alex wrong going into the playoffs.
That's what I want to see. Beat us like the Baltimore Ravens did. And then I'm putting you first.
You want to beat me?
I'm guessing at that point we don't have much of a chance at the playoffs unless we made a complete 180 from what we have been doing the past few weeks. Oh. Okay. Next up. Oh gosh. What?
Say it.
The New York Jets at the Las Vegas Raiders. How has this not been flexed out?
Because this is what America deserves.
It's not the game that America needs, but the game that America deserves.
This needed to get flagged.
And the thing that I hate the most about this game is that I actually want both QBs to succeed, so I'm gonna have to watch this until 4 a.m. to watch the Jets and the Raiders. This is
what is wrong with you?
I don't know, man. Okay, lowest over-under on the week. This is 36.5 points. The Raiders are 2.5-point underdogs versus the Jets. This is the battle of the QBs that I like. But I gotta go with my firstborn. I have to go with Zach Wilson. So give me the Jets minus 2.5. And this is probably a game in which there's 6 points scored.
You know what? Give me the Raiders. Just
yeah. The Raiders.
I don't know how it happens, but it's gonna happen somehow. Oh man. Go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah, give me the Raiders. AOC knows how to win in New York. That's been shown multiple times.
Oh, this guy.
Politically, sports-wise, whatever.
Oh, man.
Okay. Angelo.
Yeah.
Last game on the docket. I have no clue how this wasn't flexed out either, but we are getting back to back weeks
game?
of wrong.
There's another game?
Yeah. You don't have it?
I don't have it.
Oh, you actually don't have it?
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. And we got news today that neither this game or next week's primetime game will be flexed. So we are getting back-to-back games of the Denver Broncos in primetime. What have we done to deserve this?
I don't have the spread.
Okay, so I'll read it out to you,
Yeah,
and you'll make the pick.
Please.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
mine
the
ended.
Denver.
Mine ended at the Jets, right?
The Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills.
Oh no.
The over-under is 46.5, and the Bills are 7.5-point favorites.
The Bills are 7.5-point favorite.
Yes.
Give me the Broncos.
Like, I don't know, man.
Like they should come out and destroy the Broncos, but I don't have faith in the Bills to destroy anyone. So give me the Broncos.
Broncos out of a bye as well.
Yeah. Hey, Sean Payton has historically been very good off of a bye. Now, if he can be good off of a bye with this team, I have no idea. But historically, he's been pretty good off of a bye.
I don't know, man. Like, on one end, it's like the Bills sort of enjoy playing down to their competition, so this is probably going to be a close game. On another end, I sort of can't trust the current version that we have of the Broncos in Russell Wilson and Sean Payton.
Let Russell cook.
Yeah, like with the stove off.
The stove off.
Otherwise, he will burn the kitchen.
Broncos country, let's ride. Let's go.
Broncos country, let's cry. Okay, yeah, so give me the Broncos.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh no.
The Broncos plus 7.5. Actually, no. Give me the Bills. Like I can't.
He's like, I can't do it.
I can't pick the Bill. I can pick the Broncos here. I know I'm gonna lose. So anybody listening, don't take the Broncos. But I don't take the Bills. My bad. But I can't. Like I can't compute basically.
You can't do it.
No, nothing.
Yeah, there's no way I could take the Broncos. Give me the Bills.
Like picking the Broncos, it's like
the Bills aren't going to win their division.
oh, did you see? Where is it? I had it open here somewhere. Yeah. Do you know that if the New York Jets win today, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they will be ahead. Yeah, they will be ahead of the Buffalo Bills.
I love it.
They have scored roughly half of the amount of points that the Bills have.
I love it.
And they have a negative 3-point differential.
Honestly, you should be a Bills fan. The Bills are you just in real life.
I guess. Probably. But
how can you say that to a person?
It's just the truth. I'll just live with it.
It's just the truth.
But I guess that will be addressed in tomorrow's episode.
Oh yes, it will.
Tune in to see my mental breakdown.
Are we gonna have Luke on?
We might. I don't think he has said anything otherwise. So
okay,
we have another guest coming.
Let's go.
The show of the guests.
The week of the guests.
The week of the guests.
Yeah.
I mean, last week we
Lame.
also had sort of a guest, so.
Lame.
Come on now.
Cameron being a sport.
I'm just saying guests are a bad idea.
Guests are bad. So, which game do you think is going to surprise us the most this week?
Oh, so yeah, it's gonna be the Giants, right?
You think so? Giants, Cowboys?
Like, sort of has to be, right?
You think the Cowboys are going to come out and just look that bad?
I don't think they'll look bad. I think they'll look sluggish, basically coming out of a loss in a big game that they should have won. I think it's going to be a letdown spot. Yet I'm on the Cowboys, so.
Yeah. What about you, Cameron?
Oh man. I would say maybe the Browns Ravens. Not really the results, but I think both offenses are going to have a pretty good game.
I could see it. Deshaun's healthy. Well, not healthy, but Deshaun's playing. The Ravens are.
Is that a positive? I didn't quite get that.
Wow. Listen, you can say what you want, but the Browns' offense looks absolutely atrocious when Deshaun's not out there.
Oh, because it looks good with Deshaun. Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
I wouldn't say it looks good. I would say it looks about league average when Deshaun's out there, which is better than whatever they do when Deshaun's not playing.
I love paying like $230 million to look average. That's just. Yeah, Jacoby
Brissett. Sign Derek Carr
the...
for half of that.
Yeah, you get average.
Oh my God, we're gonna do this. Derek Carr, Deshaun Watson comps.
Yeah, who's worse? Oh my God,
what have we gotten into?
Are we seeing Kyler Murray's debut this week?
Probably.
I guess the bigger question is, will he be better this year now that Call of Duty is kind of, from what I've heard, not that good? So maybe he has more time focusing on games.
I mean, did you watch the last Cardinals games? He's going to be better than whatever they were doing.
True, but is he gonna be like good Kyler Murray or Kyler Murray when games come out that he likes?
He hasn't played in a while, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Once again, I think the Cardinals' offense will look better than anything we've seen from the Cardinals this season, probably.
Has anyone checked like his Call of Duty rank to see like how many hours he's putting in?
This guy.
Oh my God.
Me, I think it's going to be somehow the Raiders and the Jets are going to be like, I think something crazy is going to happen in this game. It's the game where something crazy is going to happen. Either that or it's going to be the most boring game of the week.
I was going to say like something crazy as a team scoring touchdown, for example. Like, that's wild.
This guy.
Oh.
You like Aiden O'Connell, though.
And Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
The thing is, Zach Wilson is only good when he can think. And that's like late in the game when he's down. And I'm not sure if he will be down, so I think he will look bang on average.
Wow. No response, Cameron?
Listen, I cannot predict anything that will happen in a Raiders game.
I mean, he won't be down because it's
may break records this week, honestly.
Oh, this week it's for sure because he's playing the Chargers in primetime. Yeah, well, dude is throwing for like 400 yards. But yeah. Is that the show?
I think that's the show.
That feels like the show.
Do we guys have anything else before we get to the outro? Anything you guys want to talk about?
No, all I feel is pain, so.
All I feel is pain.
Yeah. I can't have good things. We'll leave it for tomorrow.
Listen, we'll leave that for tomorrow. Listen, man, the Seahawks are on their way to a nice 8-8 year. You know, good 8-8 or whatever, 8-9 or 9-8. I think now, but they're on to a good old flirting with 500 year.
That's the Derek Carr of seasons.
Great. Maybe Drew Lock can save the season.
Oh, Drew Lock.
Oh, that's a brand new sentence.
That is.
I have been saying for quite a while that I think that like Pete actually wants to make Drew Lock happen, but it was like a contingency plan to Gino, and it was after Gino would be gone, then Drew Lock would come in and actually look serviceable, because I do think he likes Lock quite a bit. But yeah, like if Jason Peters is playing tackle, not even Mahomes can save this team.
Not even Mahomes can save this team.
Like, dude, he shows that he's 40 something. Like,
I think he's 42.
Yeah, it shows. I believe he was once again the lowest ranked tackle in the offensive line according to PFF, like in the 30s, 36 or something.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. Such is the life of a Seahawks fan.
Not of a Bengals fan anymore. There's optimism. There's optimism. And that is the best thing of all.
That's all you can ask for.
Yep. Anyway, if you've gotten this far, thank you guys so much for watching. We have a nice little donate button, and Alex is better at plugging all the other stuff.
Yeah, if you have listened this far, yeah, just leave us a review. And if you're listening on podcast Spotify, just leave us a review. 5-star review, please. We don't take anything other than that. And if you're listening, and don't forget to subscribe, of course. And if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and leave us a comment there as well. And a like, of course. And as always, guys, see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys.
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. My bad, Angelo. My bad. Okay, yeah, my bad, Angelo. Thursday. See you guys Thursday.
Got anything else to end on, Cameron?
No, not at all.
All right. See you guys Thursday.